Santa Barbara city leaders are reviewing the police department's budget amid nationwide calls for more police oversight. As News Channel reporter Scott Sheehan shows us, the city's budget committee met today to talk about how police department funds can be better allocated throughout the community.
On May 31st, a group of Black Lives Matter protesters rallied near the Santa Barbara Police Department in response to the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. In the months that followed, a promise from city leaders to see where they might be able to reallocate police funding to better serve the community.
Really look at the data of our police department and what is essential policing, what's not, and if we wanted to have additional resources allocated for mental health and homelessness and other social services, where would we be able to do that?
The city's finance committee is looking to build a Black African American community center and for ways to hold more Black cultural events in Santa Barbara. But the Healing Justice Group, which was involved in the original protests in May, says that's not enough. The group leaders want a seat at the table too.
My gut reaction is really just disappointed and wondering why the people most impacted continue to have to fight to be included in conversations about themselves.
In the meantime, the Santa Barbara police chief says the department is hiring internally for a new position to handle mental health related calls.
So it is a police officer because we recognize they still may have some need for that level during a crisis, but they are dressed down and a little less threatening attire, which we'll get to, but it is a softer approach.
Healing Justice believes that there wasn't enough information about that position ahead of time.
She didn't provide the job description. She didn't provide what qualifications they were looking for. By the time she announced it today, this position had already closed on September 3rd. And specific things about addressing anti-Blackness and racism and bias in policing, none of us know if that was even something they were looking for.
But the police department says the officer is not a newly funded position, and several potential candidates are expected to finish police training in about a month. The department is working on this with the county's Behavioral Wellness Division. Councilmember Eric Freeman says, moving forward, the city wants to work more openly with the community.
Well, I just want to say we will do a better job of doing outreach in the future, and I take those comments to heart.
The Finance Committee is also considering a study on the best ways to reallocate police funding, which is slated to cost $100,000. In Santa Barbara, I'm News Channel reporter Scott Sheehan.